So this is the 10th and final teaching of Tomer Devorah, and in many ways this is just a summary of what Rabbi Cordovero tries to write in the 10th chapter. And at the very end of the 9th chapter, Diane Sternfels approached me and said, "Is it going to be in the 10th chapter that you explain what the phrase means, Tomer Devorah?" I thought my pedagogy was perfect. It's exactly what I wanted, was by the 9th chapter, people to wonder what the title of the book meant. So Tomer Devorah is actually a quote from the Tanakh, from chapter 4 of the book of Judges. In chapter 4, it tells us that Devorah, the wife of Lepidot, was a prophetess, and she led Israel at that time. And then sentence 5, V'hi yoshevet tachat Tomer Devorah, bein harama uvein Beit El, behar Ephraim ve'alu eleha b'nei Yisrael lamishpat. And she, meaning Devorah, used to sit under the palm tree of Deborah. I'm sure it wasn't called the palm tree of Deborah before she sat under it all the time, but it was known for it afterwards. Between Ramah and Beit El, in the hill country of Ephraim, and the Israelites, the children of Israel, would come to her for decisions or for judgment there under that tree. So this book's title, Tomer Devorah, is a reference to the location, the tree, the shade that provided a spot for Devorah to sit between Ramah on one side. Ramah means strength in Hebrew. Here, clearly, it's a location. And Beit El, here it's a location. In Hebrew, it means the house of God. So she would sit between the locations of strength and the house of God in order to give the children of Israel answers to their questions. How fitting that we reach the end of the book when we sit under the sukkah, like the palm tree of Devorah. We sit under the sukkah and study this and look out at the year with hope that we somehow sit in equilibrium between strength and between compassion. Between the attributes of strength and compassion, we go forward and we make the right decisions for the rest of the year. Chapter 10 is all about how you use these attributes all throughout your day. Beginning, when does the day begin in the Hebrew, in the Jewish tradition? In the evening time. Right? We're going to learn Vayihi Erev, Vayihi Voker, Yom Hachad. There was night and there was day. All of our Chagim begin in the evening time, like Shabbos begins on Friday evening. And so we begin in the darkest period of the day, as Rabbi Cordovero will tell us in the 10th chapter, when the time of light and such a roadmap of how to make decisions in your life is necessary. And then as we move through the day and we go to sleep and we literally give up all of our decision-making capacity, we continue to become more and more vulnerable until the morning time when we go to Minyan, of course, and we enter a Beit Knesset. We enter a house of gathering. And we begin to gain footing in the world in terms of how to see ourselves, how to see our place in the world. And that's exactly what these 10 chapters are supposed to do. They're supposed to teach us how to bind ourselves to the divine attributes. And so as we move from darkness to light, as we move from Yom Kippur, from a day of judgment through the rest of the year to the days in which we will be judged, we're supposed to take these lessons with us. This small book, we're supposed to take all of its glorious wisdom with us and make decisions in order so that not only we become better people, but in order the people around us begin to treat one another better as well. At the very end of the book, And the last page, he signs it. He signs it, if you see this triangle leading down to the final, literally the final point. Tam v'nishlam, finished and completed. Shevach la'adonai, with praise to God. Yodea kol ne'elam, who knows all that is hidden. Hayom yom rivi'i, today is the 4th day of the week, meaning he finished this on a Wednesday. Yud bet yamim lemar cheshvan, the 12th day of the month of Cheshvan, which is coming up, about a little bit less than a month from now, a few weeks from now. Shenat, and he gives us the year in a tricky way, and he gives us the quote from Tehillim, which becomes a Hasidic methodology for how to give us the quote, how to give us the year. Ye'erav alav sichi anochi, and then the word esmach is in huge letters. Esmach ba. And then we have to figure out esmach, the word, means the same gematria as the year that he is finishing the book. And so esmach comes out to 349. And so the year 5349. So he finished the book on the 12th day of Mar Cheshvan, 5349. And we are reading this book in 5780. I'm not the best at math, so I had to do it ahead of time just to make sure I didn't get it wrong on the spot. So I think that means that the book was completed roughly 431 years ago. Even if I have it written down, I don't get it right. So 431 years ago, Rabbi Cordovero wrote this book guiding the Jewish people on how we should behave. And we're still studying it all these years later. If there wasn't a profound sense of connection during the holidays, or if there wasn't a profound sense of connection during Yizkor, maybe the idea that we're holding his words close to our heart centuries after he completed it, still studying it, still trying to gain insight into the human condition and the Jewish condition based on the way that he saw the world in Tzfat 431 years ago. I hope and pray that we move through the year this year benefiting from all of Rabbi Cordovero's advice that we have gleaned, and that as the year goes on, we can continue to use each of these chapters, teachings now available on YouTube, as a reference that we can go back and continue to study this text over and over and over again. God willing, it'll be studied for another 431 years and beyond. Chag Sameach, everybody.